Are you?
Yeah.
Off the bat, you're a fan, yeah?
Yeah, I am. I'm a fan. I think it's good. Better than previous years where I've been a bit like,
I think it's had the thing it's had in common with the last 2 years for me is that, like, having had the big nat acts announced, or a couple of early big nats announced, I've been a bit like, yeah. And then they've done the deluge, and it's like, oh, actually, that's really good. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to like give a bit of a breakdown rather than your typical kind of like generic Glasto who you like to see. We're going to big hitters, curveballs, niche, most excited. Big hitters is a bit of a controversial one. First one for us. Me and Bish dead excited about this. You not so much. Radiohead.
What is the beef?
I'm not a fan.
There are quite a few of you people. who are fans.
Careful now, right?
That's
Radiohead racism.
So would you say like OK Computer, like just not even a fan of it, like just noisy?
Almost.
Is this going to turn into a Radiohead We've got more. I haven't got that much time.
Tom York's outside. He's going to be the XX. Me and Ad saw him in Munich recently,
and I haven't seen them, and I cannot wait to see them.
Yeah,
smash it in Munich. They'll smash it.
Saw Jamie XX at the last Glastonbury I went to, year before last. It was amazing.
And you know what? He'll do a solo for us.
Definitely will. That will be an amazing. They'll be on probably just before Radiohead as well.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely.
The timing of
where are you going to go?
The timing of it, the XX has got to be impeccable.
I think you're right. Before the last day.
Yeah, when the sun's going down.
Oh, it's so good.
It's like we're there.
Yeah.
Calm down. Right.
All right. Our last big hitter. Do you want to introduce this one, Bish?
Rewind.
When the crowd say bubble, selector.
Okay, so I saw Craig David on Saturday at the O2. I'm a big fan of Craig David. I was 15 years ago. I haven't really listened to him much in 15 years. But saw him on Saturday, and it was honestly one of the best gigs I've ever been to.
Don't, mate.
In my top 5 gigs.
You're still hyped up about it,
mate. So good.
The resurrection of Craig David is unreal. No one bounces back, becomes a Bo Selector character, and then,
now maybe next year will be like...
I've still got it. It never went away.
Alright, curveballs next.
Okay, so I think Shaggy is a curveball. People weren't expecting it. You look on Twitter and people are like, oh my god,
Where's
Shaggy.
that come from?
And I can imagine a crowd full of people in a field singing along to It Wasn't Me.
That would be good. Once he's done that, everyone will be like, just sing that again. Okay, so going on to the next curveball. Adam, you might want to take this one. Katy Perry, in place of Gaga, who is rumoured. What are your thoughts?
Instant thoughts are mainstream as hell.
Yeah.
Kind of massive fan base, but not the type of fans that would go to Glastonbury, I guess. Comes with lots of hits, and I think she's quite fun. I can imagine her coming on with like those tit canisters of like cream.
Yeah.
Tit going crazy. Is that tit canisters of cream?
What's interesting as well, like you get a lot of the time on Pyramid, you won't get that much stage production. So what will be interesting with someone like her, you expect a lot of stage production. Will she go big on that? But let's face it as well, Glasto isn't exactly the hippie fest it once was. So it's always had a bit more pop trajectory, and this has just confirmed it. All right, niche. I'll start this one.
What are we saying niche is though?
Niche is someone that on that list that's come out today, which isn't all the kind of really small artists. Of that list, who do you think is a bit niche but is worth going to see? I straight away thought that the one I'm going to say, which is DJ Shadow, wasn't that niche. I thought that was actually a bit mainstream, and I said it to you two, neither of you two have heard.
We both shook our head, but I had no idea who he is.
Well, I would say you definitely need to go and check him out. Introduce Him, which is his debut album. It's one of the best debut albums of all time.
Who is he similar to?
I reckon he's a little bit of Justice in there. Justice, however you want to say it. Yeah, one to look out for if you haven't heard of him before. Bish?
I've gone with Corrupt FM. So if you've ever seen People Just Do Nothing, it's the BBC 3 programme.
They did Red Nose Day this year.
They did, yeah, with Ed Sheeran.
Ginger Lives Matter.
This is the thing about Glastonbury as well, you have to have variety in there. You've got to have some fun, you've got to have some serious, you've got to have some like different genres and different types of music to play. So they're one to go and see if you haven't seen them before or heard of them. Ads, yours?
Mine's a singer-songwriter, Declan McKenna. I believe this lad's about 16, 17 years old and an absolute talent. One thing that Glastonbury sometimes do is they overestimate how good an artist is. Like George Ezra was on the Pyramid.
2 years ago,
Yeah, and it completely was like, mate, you are too small. The Pyramid like overshadowed you. Yeah. And I just hope that they find a way to...
He just wasn't ready for it.
No, exactly. He only had one album out. Yeah. Put the artists that are kind of relatively smaller, up and coming on stages that suit them. Otherwise, they just get drowned.
Well, I'll tell you what as well, there's a nice segue into our most exciting one here, because I think there's something to be said about an acoustic guitarist, solo acoustic guitarist playing Pyramid Stage.
Yeah.
Which brings us nicely on to most excited, and Vish.
I'll go with Ed Sheeran here, purely because I used to really dislike the guy. Not the guy personally, just his music. I think everyone loved him, and maybe that made me a bit bitter, I don't know. But this new album, and then learning how much he's...
We don't need to promote the Ed Sheeran album already, because I can tell you already that everyone's
It's too well.
I don't want to listen to it because I don't want to be sucked into what could be
Allow yourself to
the next
be
6
sucked in.
months.
Just do it. If Crop FM come up with him as well, that'd be fun as well.
That would be good.
I think the whole set would be really good.
I think as well, what a great thing about last year, very quickly, was how much Adele absolutely fucking loved being up there.
Yeah.
This is the best fucking moment of my whole life.
Yeah.
He will love being up there.
Yeah,
That would be his
yeah.
dream.
I love that.
He started off on a tiny stage years ago.
Yeah, he did. You see the speech he did the other day on YouTube? It was like how awkward he used to be. I'm exactly like you, man. I'm not massively into his music and
calm down the
stuff.
Sheeran face.
I'm not massively into his music and
Sheeran-
stuff.
He hates Sheeran.
No, I don't hate Sheeran, but Sheeran is everywhere.
I love that he's a bit of an awkward dude. He's now a big star.
He just looks like a massive Ed Sheeran fan, doesn't
And he's a British artist, so let's give him kudos for that.
Right.
Can I,
There's very few of them big British artists out there.
I actually had Raw Blood down, but I'm going to change now. Frank Carter and Rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
Partly because their latest album is insane. You need to see him live just because they're stage diving antics. The guy goes into the audience and gets carried by his 2 feet while he's still singing. Them on a stage at Glastonbury could be an immense, immersive live experience for sure.
My big one that I'm looking forward to, I'm so excited for this, is Dizzy Rascal. I'm a huge fan of his, and by that I'm a huge fan of his first 2 albums and pretty much nothing since
Yeah.
then. I liked Skepta and Stormzy. I know Stormzy, boy better know. I think is Wiley playing as well this year.
Wiley's playing.
Wiley's
Back.
But let's face it, none of them would be anything without Dizzy. He's the godfather. And I still think his stuff, and to a lesser extent Kano's, is so much far ahead of theirs personally. You can't touch Boy in the Corner. So Dizzy, I think, is going to smash it. Be interesting to see what stage he does as well.
Yeah.
I saw Dizzy on the Pyramids a few years ago. He came on before Arctics.
Ooh,
And that was
nice.
That night was amazing. That
Wow.
will always be known as Dizzy Rascal and Arctic Monkeys night.
Was he did
So
it special?
good, so
I think
good.
the crowd well into it.
Everyone was made up.
You could almost say Dizzy and Sheeran could do a little bit of a...
That would be so good.
Well, no, Sheeran might do Stormzy. He did that at the Brit Awards this year.
I love the collaborations. There's never enough of them, but there should
I
be.
don't think they've been that good the last 2 years. Like
What?
Barry Gibb with Coldplay last year,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
alright, but not. You always think it's going to be
with,
amazing as well. Then you hear Gallagher's going to turn up with Paul McCartney. Or
Yeah.
something.
Never gonna.
We're actually going to probably do a couple more Glasto videos at some point, talking about how to smash Glasto, a few things to think about taking and stuff.
I
So
once
this
got
is
stuck in a ditch, so we're
Yeah,
told
we're told-
not to do that.
Absolutely.
the dish, yeah.
The best and the worst stories, how to fucking get the best out of it, I'd say, is one of the things we're going to focus on for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
that ditch went great.
final thing I just wanted to ask you though, lads, a bit controversial. Anything lacking for you this year?
Bieber, no. Anything like
Let's face it, we all would have gone to see Bieber.
There's probably not enough rock.
Yeah.
Not enough rock,
Not
okay.
enough rock.
Yeah. No, you're right, actually, there is a bit of black in the rock,
Yeah.
actually, fair
I
enough.
mean, there's kind of soft rock, singer-songwriter, acoustic,
Yeah.
and then you're going to Foo Fighters,
But not
Raw
kind
Blood,
of-
Frank Carter, but then you kind of, could there be more?
There's
Yeah.
no because Green Day were rumoured for a bit as well.
That's right.
And that would have been good.
Yeah?
Um,
Right off the back of a new album,
Yeah.
Blink could have been there.
Blink, they're touring as well this summer. They're playing
I
the
suppose
UK.
with Biffy are there, so there's a kind
Biffy
of
are there,
and they're good
close,
enough to
yes.
headline, so maybe
Maybe the
swings
answer
around
is
us.
we start our own festival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Front Room Festival, coming to a place near you.
2018.
In Archway.
I heard you so